sick episode of QI where we'll be sneezing and sniffling, but always socially distancing, of course. I think our guest list this evening must be some sort of sick joke. They are sick as a parrot, it's Joe Brand. Sick as a dog, it's Maisie Adam. Sick as a pig, it's Lee Mack.
Hello.
And sick as a blue whale, it's Alan Davis. And their buzzers don't sound quite themselves. Joe goes. Maisie goes. Lee goes. And Alan goes.
Mate, that is well sick.
Right, on with the questions. Which weirdo genius left a plague zone to test his eyesight?
Mine sounds the most like sex, doesn't it? Well, my kind of...
I was going to say, not to me, Joe.
No.
Quite an insight there.
To me, sadly. I was going to say possibly some kind of wanker.
I mean, you can't...
Well, no. Can I just because he's got failing eyesight, and that's what they say, isn't it? If you...
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's a bold statement for the only person wearing glasses.
Who said that?
Yeah. Did you want to say something?
Dominic Cummings.
Dominic Cummings!
Wow. He did what any good father would do. Yes. As the age-old saying goes, if your eyes are giving you hassle, drive to Barnard Castle.
When was there a plague before?
The bubonic plague.
Yeah, the Great Plague.
The Black Plague.
1380-something, wasn't there?
Wasn't there one more recent than that? 17th century?
1665.
Yes, yes, a point.
1665. Yes, I know, right?
I retire. I knew what century the Great Plague was in.
This is terribly impressive.
Come on!
Plague swept the southeast of England, and Sir Isaac Newton fled Cambridge and shut himself up at the family farm at Woolsthorpe. So what do we know about Newton? Theory of...
the apple on his head.
It's gravity, isn't it?
Except that didn't happen. It's a myth.
What?
Yeah.
The apple thing's a myth.
What?
Are you telling me the apple went up?
He propagated it as a bit of a myth, the story about the apple. But it is from exactly the same time, so his theory of gravity is from then. But he also studied optics, and he wanted to work out how the eye worked. And this was a guy who was fully committed, OK? So in order to work it out, he took a bodkin, which is like a little hat pin, and put it between his eyeball and the socket to see what effect that would have on his vision.
Why?
This is very coincidental. Only a week ago, this is genuinely true, I had to have a tear duct. Have you ever had it flushed?
No.
They basically get a syringe. The needle, I kid you not, is about that big, but it bends, right? And I didn't have any clue what was going to happen to me. And then the reason I knew this was going to be painful is because a lady came in, and without asking, she held my hand.
Oh, that's when you know.
And I went, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She went, just holding your hand.
Just in case.
Bang!
Yeah.
It was the most painful thing imaginable. And then they pushed the saline through, and you feel it in your throat when it's unblocked.
What was... It's just... You could no longer show emotion.
I was constantly crying out of this eye, and this was emotionally northern and depressed. It felt like I was very upset about things, but only at this side of my face.
It could have just made you watch E.T. or an episode of Little House on the Prairie.
Nice topical reference point.
Anyway, he poked around, and apparently it does affect your eyesight, affected what colours he saw, and he could see spots before his eyes and so on. And I think that's kind of a dedication to his work right there.
Oh, wow.
And years immediately following the plague, he studied the best way to cure the disease, and he decided the best option to make toad vomit lozenges. Anybody want the recipe?
Yes, please.
OK, so first of all, hang your toad upside down in the chimney for 3 days, OK?
What?
I hope that's not a euphemism.
He was full of ideas.
I know.
With the fire going underneath it?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say about the fire. It just says collect vomit emitted before it dies on a dish of yellow wax. Be sure to include the detritus from the bottom of your fireplace, so bits of ash and so on. And then grind the vomit with the frog remains and form lozenges. And then you place the lozenges around the affected body parts, and the idea is the tablets would draw the poison out of the body.
Oh, so they're not lozenges to suck, then? How disappointing.
Yes, I know, right? Who doesn't want a toad lozenge?
At some point, he must have said to his mate, do you know what I've discovered? That toads will only vomit in a chimney.
Yeah. How many times do you reckon his mates had conversations behind his back, being like, we're worried about Isaac, he's put toads in the chimney again.
Anyway, do you think it worked?
No.
No, of course not.
Oh.
It's a time when mysticism and alchemy were pretty much indistinguishable from chemistry and biology, so it was just his best guess. I have to say that the prescription was not worthless because it was sold, the handwritten recipe by Newton was sold at Bonham's in 2020 for £60,000. So.
In 2020?
Quite ironic, isn't it, really, given what he was like with his eyes, 2020?
Yeah. But the similarities between the 2020 coronavirus epidemic and the Great Plague of 1665 are sort of startling. So King Charles II, he shut down the pubs, he shut down the universities, he banned most public gatherings. Every day the death tolls were publicly posted, mourning was limited.
What about afternoon? Sorry.
And actually, plague doctors sort of wore PPE. It's the rather famous mask. There it is, the beaked mask. And it probably worked. It's a bit like face masks today. I mean, incorrectly, they thought it was the sweet-smelling perfume that you placed in the beak that protected them from the bad smells. But
Oh, I thought that was a socially distancing thing.
that's not foolish, darling. It's surprisingly, that is exactly right.
Well, then don't use it in the edit. I've got my brand to think of.
Have you got a brand, darling? Have you
Of course.
Have you got...
Paddy McGuinness can't do those Greggs adverts forever.
And they also wore thick gloves and they had long sleeves and stuff, and basically preventing fleas from biting their skin. Now, who has shooting stars coming out of their bottom?
Are you...
What?
Oh, this is a question. I thought you'd...
It's a philosophical question.
I thought you would be very middle class and you wanted to know who's farted.
Yes, I say, who's got shooting stars coming out of their bottom? What do you call it in your family with the children? Like, my family call it trumping.
We say pumps.
Pumps.
I'm old school. I say fart, but,
Yeah.
they like to say bottom burp. Who's bottom burped? And I go, not me, I farted. And we've got a dog now, and you know how smelly their farts can be. And you can't call that a bottom burp. It's too nice and delicate a word, isn't it?
Yeah.
What they do.
No,
Nuclear.
we call it attempted murder.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Shooting stars out of the bottom.
Well, I could imagine that I might have had a row with Vic Reed when we were pissed, and he might have shoved a DVD up and then had to pull it out again. I don't know.
One of Joe's crazy nights out.
We're up in space.
We're up in space, shooting stars out the backside. Is it what methane does when it reacts with vacuum?
Wow, it's very scientific.
What happened to that brand?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Hey?
I know.
What, is it a fat bloke who's eating too many Silver Star biscuits?
Much better, Lee. Very.
Use that one.
So, the International Space Station has had a lavatory upgrade. Here it is.
Look at that.
It's called the Universal Waste Management System, and it cost $23 million.
What, that cost
That thing.
$23 million?
Yeah. So
For
what-
one?
Yeah, for one, yeah. So everybody has to share up on the International Space Station. Here's the thing. This particular toilet has the ability to sort faecal bits from the rest of the waste to allow the liquid to be recycled.
That 23 million?
Wait.
You can buy a sieve for $4.99.
Well...
What are they recycling it as? No, don't you dare.
They're recycling the liquid as...
Lucozade.
No.
Water.
Drinking water.
Water.
Drinking water.
For them on the spaceship? Oh, come
No,
on.
for the royal family.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, but the good news is, if you're a woman and you want to go into space, there is an improvement for women astronauts. There's now a funnel, especially designed for women, and there are sort of, how can I put this, there's like ridges to help women position themselves. But we still haven't found a truly unisex lavatory that works for everybody.
Holding their personal toilets.
Yeah, they're all, yes.
Where are the ridges? On the inside of the...
So the women have to, yes, position their bottom exactly right.
Where are the ridges?
So there is a serious issue, OK? The old toilet did not allow astronauts to urinate and defecate at the same time, and that is more difficult for women to control. It's just a thing.
Should we just do a quick sort of straw poll? Is it difficult for you not to defecate when you've had a piss?
Sorry, can I just check, Joe? Have you been speed dating before? Can I just check? Do you find it difficult to defecate and piss at the same time?
Can I just say,
you're in. Come on, get your coat, you fool.
So excited about being on this date. I told my mum and dad, they said, oh, you're on with Jo Brand. Let me know what she's like. I'm going to tell her. That's what, you'll never guess what she asked me, Mum.
If women defecate, they nearly always urinate at the same time.
I'm 52. I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah.
Never crops up, though, does it, really?
It does when I'm speed dating, obviously. But that's how I met my husband. Anyway...
what they have now is they have, like, a training potty on the ground, which has got a camera in it to teach you how to position yourself. And so what they have is a vacuum cleaner-like contraption to suck away the urine, and then a hole with a bag for the faeces, OK?
Surely just a cork would do it,
that would certainly sort it out. But there was a problem. It was a really big problem in the early days. They used to have to put some germ-killing liquid in the bag, so the bag with the faeces, and then they had to knead it for a few minutes.
They themselves?
Yes, so it could be stabilised, and then it was stowed away for re-entry. And
re-entry?
No.
Wow. Surely they could just put it in the bin.
So, when the toilet container is full of sealed poo bags, it jettisons them into space and they eventually burn up in the Earth's atmosphere and become shooting stars.
No.
Well, that's not going to be quite as romantic now we see them, is it? Oh, look, you know that? I reckon that was Neil Armstrong having a shit, that one.
Anyway, moving on. Now, what's the best way to survive in the Sahara?
Oh.
Are we allowed to ask you about this?
Yes, go in then.
Because I reckon you know quite a lot about the Sahara, because you're Sandy. Hey! Thank you.
Thank God that was a joke, because I thought your geography was terrible. I thought you were going to go, you know about the Sahara, because you're Danish.
What's the question?
What's the best way to survive in the Sahara?
Wear a hat.
Yeah?
I know how to get water. You can get a bit of plastic and with 4 sticks in the corners, so it dips in the middle, and you put a cup under it, and then the condensation at night will get on the underside and will all run to the middle and drop in the cup. That's a tip from the outback in Australia that I learned when I was in Australia.
No, you're absolutely right. But what if you've got some water? Should you make it last for a long time, or should you drink it all? What should you do?
Sip it slowly.
No.
No, I know that.
No.
I meant gulp it all down in one. In fact, only have half of it and throw the other half away.
Lots and lots of hikers who have been found in a poor condition have been found with plenty of water in their bottles. If you're thirsty, you should drink. The water is better inside you than it is inside the bottle. And you should use relatively large gulps, to be honest, because if you use small sips, the body does not recognise that it has been rehydrated and you stay thirsty. But the first thing...
And you should, by the way, once you've emptied your bottle, fill it up with your urine and drink it.
No.
No.
What, you
Yes.
shouldn't do
No.
that?
Bear Grylls does that.
Absolutely not. No matter what Bear Grylls says, drinking your urine will only further dehydrate you. Why might that be?
Because it's very salty.
Unbelievably salty. It has a salt content of about 2%, depending on the person. So that's not much lower than seawater, which is 3.5%. And kidneys will waste water trying to remove the salt from the body for a second time. So one of the other things is what you said about wearing a hat. Save sweat, not water. So you can reduce the amount of water you're losing by finding shade. Don't eat too much because your body will waste water digesting it. And even keeping out of the wind, because air can speed up sweat evaporation. What about taking water out of a cactus? What do we think about that?
I'd say that's a good idea.
So you're in the Sahara?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd struggle to find one.
Oh, you're still in the Sahara?
I'm still in the Sahara.
Well,
I
you
haven't
didn't say
changed
that.
it.
Oh, in that case, if you're in the Sahara, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't even bother. There isn't any.
There's only one naturally occurring species of cactus outside America, the mistletoe cactus, which grows in forests. And anything that looks like a cactus is a member of the Euphorbia family, and they're mostly highly toxic. What do you think kills more people than thirst in the desert?
I bet it's hypothermia.
No, it's not hypothermia. It's counterintuitive, is what it is.
Chapped lips.
So what would be the very, very, very extreme opposite of dehydration?
Drowning.
Drowning is exactly right.
Drowning?
Drowning
is
in the
exactly
desert?
right. People neglect the threat of flash floods. So dry channels, ditches, what are sometimes called wadi, they can fill with water really quickly, and it's fantastically strong and very, very violent. And it can suddenly create a wall 10 to 30 feet high. More people will die of drowning than they will die of thirst.
I tell you what, God has got a good sense of humour.
It's a laugh.
Yeah.
Days and days of looking for water, you find it, and then you drown.
Yeah.
Don't go to the desert without a life jacket.
I just love the idea of Alan walking around in a life jacket going, you'll see, you'll see.
I was filming in the Sudan and we were in a wadi, which is an empty, dry riverbed. And it was a perfectly nice day, and suddenly water came rushing, and we never even saw it come. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And we just got up the bank, and by the time I was standing on the bank, there was a full river flooding down below us.
Sandy, you're only a little person. Was it a puddle?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. To me, the whole of life is a massive adventure. Speaking of a lack of water, what Olympic sport could you do in an empty swimming pool?
So are we looking for a sport that roughly takes place in that size?
Well, it's a sport that developed from empty swimming pools.
Skateboarding.
Is it?
Yes.
What about comedy diving?
You'd only have the event the one time, I think.
Well, like that TV show Splash that you did, but it'd be called Thud.
I was just going to say synchronised swimming, because then it's just dancing, isn't it?
That would just be nice.
It's just dancing in a floral bonnet.
There was a drought in California in the late 1970s, and it meant there were a lot of pools that were left empty, and it coincided with the rise of skateboarding, and it helped develop the concept, first of all, of something called bowl skating, and then that
Not a
evolved...
pool like that, though. They're called kidney-shaped pools.
Yeah.
And they, in fact, sometimes they would sneak in and drain them if people were away.
It's really just to have a go.
And then go and use them until the cap showed up. There's a rather good film called something, Dog something, I can't remember. Anyway, skateboard films, Google that, yeah.
Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah, that's it. I used to skateboard, you know, back in the day.
Did you?
Yes, I loved it. I had kryptonic wheels.
Is that
Red,
good?
65 mils. There are people at home going, ooh!
When you see, like, the sort of 90s grunge music videos from California, they're often skateboarding
Doing
around
the
in...
stuff, yeah.
Alan's quite pleased that you associate his skateboarding with the 90s. It was a long time before that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all skateboarding around, and Alan's there going, I'll pick you up at 5, love.
Anyway, it took a while for everybody to get used to it. Norway banned skateboarding completely, 1978 to 1989. Said it was too dangerous. But actually, apparently, it has many benefits. Cities with skate parks do actually have lower rates of crime and antisocial behaviour.
Is that because they've all got broken legs?
I think so. They can't go. Yeah, they can't walk.
Can't go anywhere.
Yeah. But apparently, it's a great way to exercise, particularly. I don't get this.
Fun.
Anyway, some tricks. Let's see if anybody can tell me what they entail. A stiffy.
That's when you skateboard with an erection.
And it's very important not to fall. Is a stiffy when you go along those metal railings because they're stiff?
No, so you jump off the top of the ramp, you keep both your feet on the board, and then you straighten your legs and hold your board with your hand. OK, how about a hippie jump?
Oh, well, that's easy. You just get a fellow with long hair to lie down and try and jump him like a double-decker bus.
Little bit.
Is it a bit like that?
Little bit. Basically, you jump off your board, so over an obstacle, it keeps rolling, and then you land back on it.
Oh, I've seen these.
Have you?
Yeah.
Salad grind.
That's just a lunch break from it all, isn't it? It's just...
So the back wheels slide across the top of a ramp while the front is raised upwards. It's named after the inventor, a man called Ed Dressin, who was known to his friends as Salad Dressin.
Oh, clever.
Oh, well, now you've explained it. I can't believe I didn't get it.
Yeah. The opposite of a salad grind is a willy grind, where the front slides on the ramp and the back is depressed.
Your cock goes along the edge of the ramp.
It's named after a Filipino boarder called Willie Santos. This one's very unpleasant. This is called a sack tap.
I know what a back crack and sack is.
Have you ever had one?
No, I've often thought about it.
Why have you thought about it? Are you particularly hairy?
No, but I'd like to be smooth. Just for once, you know.
Do you know what the correct term is for hairy buttocks?
I do not.
Dasypygal.
Wasn't she a judge on Strictly? Sack tap. Well, a sack, it'll be something about you go so low down that you're tapping your sack on the board.
Oh, you'd like
crouched
teabag
down.
the floor.
Yeah, so
Teabag in the floor to put it in more youthful terminology.
So the skater has jumped off the top of the ramp, OK? They grab the board with both hands and then they tap the scrotum with the board and then put the board back under the feet. Who thought that was a thing?
You're tapping your scrotum with a skateboard?
Let's have a look at this picture.
Be awful if you started... You didn't even have to lift the board up.
Me? That's horrible.
Called a Christ air, where you grab the board in one hand, you stretch out the body in a cross position like that.
Wow.
What is so solid about the sick squirrel?
What are you calling him, the squirrel?
Sick.
Sick.
Also known as the Arctic ground squirrel.
Sick.
So he's called sick because that's the sound he makes. It's onomatopoeic.
Very strong teeth.
No, this is. You know, every now and then we do a creature on here that I go, oh, isn't the world amazing? So it hibernates for 8 months of the year, during which time it freezes solid. The whole squirrel, OK? It can supercool its blood to -3 degrees centigrade. So that's colder than any other mammal can survive. Humans die if our temperature fluctuates, even by a few degrees, either side of 37.5. So a liquid needs something for its molecules to grab onto before it can form ice crystals. And to avoid this, all imperfections are removed from a sick blood, and we do not know how they do this.
Whoa.
But here's the really unfortunate side effect. I mean, they hide away, so you hardly...
I can imagine what the side effect is. People finding them.
If you picked one up, darling, and you shook it, it would freeze and die.
Oh.
So its heartbeat slows down to just twice a minute. So that's the same pace as a...
Blue whale.
A blue whale, exactly right. Every 3 weeks, it comes out of hibernation because it has to go to sleep. Because even though it's been frozen, the brain still needs sleep from time to time.
Well, my true story, right? We used to have a tortoise, and there was an overnight snowstorm, and I found my mum in the garden. I was just about to go to school, and my mum was digging in her nightie with a shovel, and I thought she buried Dad again, but no. I went, what's up? And she went, the tortoise was out all night, and now it's under the snow, and she was looking for it, and then she finally found it. Its head and legs were out, and it was absolutely solid. So obviously we assumed it was dead.
Yeah.
My mum, being my mum, instead of just contacting the vet, she put it under the warm tap, right? Just held it under... I said, I'm sure you're not supposed to do that. And then put it in front of a 3-bar fire, just set it there, and even tried to teaspoon brandy in it. I swear to God, it came back alive.
Singing.
Yeah.
It came back...
Oh, Danny boy!
Saying, do you want some? Yeah.
Who's going to the garage?
Give us another warm bath, love. That was lovely.
What was it called?
Brutus.
Brutus.
Yes.
Wow.
Perfect name.
Yeah, Brutus, and it lived for many more years after that. God knows what effects it had on its brain, but it seemed all right.
Well, so the brain is the bit that's really interesting because the day it comes back from having been completely frozen, it suffers from a form of amnesia, and the brain resembles those of human dementia patients, from which it recovers really quickly. And I love this because scientists are trying to work out, again, what is the process, because you might be able to help human sufferers.
Whoa.
And also, before they go into hibernation, this is a bit like your brandy with your tortoise, they gorge themselves on magic mushrooms, and nobody's sure if it's for some psychedelic benefit or because just the nutrients.
Sounds like they have a great time.
It's not a bad life,
They have
is
a
it?
great life.
8 months a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
imagine that.
frozen.
And their little book is just open at the page,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they wake up and go,
Now, for a question on Sycophants. What's the worst result of excess arse-kissing?
A promotion you didn't want, surely.
I think that's
Yeah.
probably true. I like this picture. If somebody has actually kissed his arse, are there not lipstick marks on his right foot?
Oh, yeah.
OK, the worst result of excess arse-kissing. We're going back to the Romans. Emperor Caligula got sick, 37 AD, and everybody wanted to show how upset they were, right? There's Nero on the left and Caligula on the right there. Anyway, there was one particularly sycophantic plebeian called Publius Afranius Potitus, and he publicly announced that he was willing to give up his own life if it meant that Caligula would get better. The emperor did recover, and he forced Potitus to keep his word, and when he didn't kill himself, Caligula had him executed. So
Oh, my...
I know.
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
But Nero, on the left there, he hired professional sycophants. He would enter a singing competition and pay people to applaud so that it looked, you know, as realistic as possible when he won. He would have groups of 5,000 soldiers called Augustals who would cheer him while he was singing. There was a French poet in the 16th century called Jean Dorat, and he read about the Augustals, these guys that Nero paid to cheer him on, and so he bought a number of tickets for a performance of one of his plays, and he gave it to people who promised to applaud and to cheer, and they became known as claqueurs.
Oh, yes, that's what a claque is, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's arse-kissing, but who gave us the insult, kiss my arse?
Mother Teresa.
There was a Teutonic mercenary called Gottsvan Berlichingen, and he was known in Germany as one of the bravest soldiers in history. He's said to have used the insult as a response to the Swabian army when they besieged his own town in 1516, and the act is immortalised in a play by Goethe as Lech mich am Arsch, lick me in the arse. It's now known as the Swabian salute.
Lick me in the arse.
Lick me in the arse.
It does work, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you're facing up to someone and they go, kiss my arse, it gets you more aggressive. If someone says, lick my arse, you go, you're all right, mate.
Yeah, I would
sort of
find
back
that
off,
they were
don't you?
angry.
You walk away, you go, I'm not messing with him, he's mental.
Why has he got such a tiny arm?
I tell you exactly why.
He can't tap his own sack, can he?
No, but he's very famous in the history of prosthetics. So a decade before inventing Kiss My Arse, he lost his arm to cannon fire, and he had some very impressive iron prosthetics made. So at the time, there was only a simple hook, usually, for somebody who had a prosthetic for gripping things. He had one with finger joints that allowed him to still brandish his sword. He carried on being a mercenary into his 60, and this is the exact arm. It's now on display in Heilbronn. Does anybody know where the Pogues got their name from?
Yes, Pogue Mahone, that means kiss my arse.
Kiss my arse, yeah.
Does it really? Oh, I like that.
So that's your arse kissing, and for the rest of the show, I'll be awarding bonus points for sycophancy. But don't go too far, or I'll have you executed. How can laxatives help the lovesick?
I don't know the answer, I just wanted to say you're looking lovely.
Extra point for Lee. I think you're heading to a good win today, Lee.
Thank you.
That's right, very impressive. Yes?
I don't care about winning, just being here and looking at you is enough.
Have him killed!
Yes.
What is it? How can laxatives...
How can laxatives help the lovesick?
Probably just give you a bit of perspective, I imagine. You know, like, if you're worried about soiling yourself, you're just bigger... You've got bigger fish to fry. You've got a bigger problem at hand, I would imagine.
That's a very good point. Do we think lovesickness is a real thing?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it can have physical effects.
Yeah, absolutely does. Loss of appetite, depression, inability to sleep. Weirdly, historically, also supposed to have resulted in excess blinking. You can literally die of a broken heart. That is a thing.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I've heard people say it, but...
No, so if you have severe emotional stress, it can weaken the left ventricle, that's the heart's main pumping chamber, and it gives you a condition called taxubocardiomyopathy. I have to say, more than 90% of the cases are reported in women aged 58 to 75. I mean, most people recover. There's a very low death rate.
But there's never been a case in Yorkshire.
No.
Oh, well, I'll just buy a whippet instead.
I mean, today we blame it on an imbalance of hormones, although historically they used to blame it on the four humours. Anybody know what the four humours were?
Frankincense and...
Frankincense and myrrh, yeah. It's phlegm and blood and black bile.
Blood's one, yes. Bile.
Two kinds, black bile and yellow bile.
But the medical science was based on the humours for centuries.
For centuries. And lovesickness was supposedly down to an excess of black bile, and so the best cure was thought to be laxatives right up until the Victorian times.
No.
Yes. So if that didn't work, then purgatives to make you vomit or leeches to drain your blood. That was the way to cure people. Actually, the worst story, so in the 5th century, there was a Roman collection of biographies called the Historia Augusta, and Marcus Aurelius' wife, Faustina, she had terrible lovesickness for a hunky gladiator, right? And it was cured by having the gladiator killed, and she and Marcus Aurelius had sex in a pool of his blood.
Oh, my God.
No. He was always seen as the sort of good emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah. All of history is full of stories trying to undermine powerful women with fanciful sexual stories. I mean, it's depressingly common throughout history. So probably we should take this story with a handful of salt. The best cure for lovesickness is sex. But what happens to your body if you engage in too much spelunking?
Spelunking.
Is it one of your skateboard moves?
Oh, no. I like that, though. You've done a quick spelunk. So the Latin speluncar is cave. So it's the hobby of exploring caves, spelunking.
Oh.
So, in 1989, they did an experiment. They took a 27-year-old Italian interior designer called Stefania Follini, and it was an experiment about circadian rhythm, so about the way in which your body normally functions. And she lived in isolation in a cave in New Mexico. This is the actual cave where she lived. She had a guitar, she had computers not attached to the internet. She found 2 mice in the cave, which she named Giuseppe and Nicoletta, and they became her sort of companions.
I thought you said she found a mice called Giuseppe and Nicoletta. I don't know who Nicol is, but it's her only friend. She could have left him alone.
She lost weight, she had very low vitamin D, her period stopped, her body clock changed completely. She would stay awake for 20 hours and then sleep for 10.
Oh.
And when she came out after 130 days, she guessed she'd been there for 60 days. It was.
Whoa.
Yeah, complete.
Did she have... She had the lighting, right?
She had that lighting, but she didn't have any natural light.
She had no form of time telling.
Whatsoever. And when she came out, it was, really way, way too bright for her. She had to have dark glasses and so on. There she is, coming out.
Yeah.
Looks all right there.
She looks all right, but that's her going in.
Yeah. How long do you think you would last in a plain room with no stimulation whatsoever?
What did she do? She did...
She was an interior designer.
How long did she last?
Well, she was there a very long time, but I'm talking about a completely plain room with no stimulation. So you saw her room.
Yeah.
She had a guitar and she made friends with the mice and she had a computer and stuff. She had books. What if you had nothing?
Just a cube of white.
I mean, a month's going to be hard, isn't it?
It's going to be a small amount of time, innit? I'm going to say 3 days and you're cracking up.
Yeah,
Really? That's short?
Yeah, it's really a very short period of time. So the CIA were researching supposed Chinese brainwashing techniques in the 1950s. There was a Canadian psychologist called Donald O'Hebb, and he performed an experiment. So the participants got $20 a day to sit in a cell with everything that might stimulate them removed. They wore cotton gloves, they had cardboard cuffs, soft goggles to prevent the eyes even rusting, and nobody could last 7 days. You couldn't last a week.
Whoa.
And in the corner, there's a $23 million toilet.
Yeah. And all of them reported hallucinations.
Really?
Yeah. So to begin with, it's just sort of dots and geometric patterns. I mean, some of them were great. One person saw a parade of squirrels with backpacks marching along a snowy field. Another saw a bathtub being steered by an old man in a metal helmet.
But none of them could last 7 days?
No, it's just too... They were too depressed.
Wow.
To have no stimulation whatsoever. Caves, we go back to spelunking, can obviously cause claustrophobia. But I just wanted to show you this because it's one of my bucket list things I want to do. It's the Sarawak Chamber in Borneo. It is...
Oh.
Yeah. There's some caves in Vietnam that are enormous, amazing places. And then some places in northern Vietnam, well, they're still discovering them. So you'll go down a hole. Some of them only appear when the water goes down, and you go through a hole. And so people are still looking for caves.
That's the nice bit of caving, though, isn't it? You
Yeah.
have a stroll.
That bit's fine.
That's
it's
fine,
the having to
little-
get through, like, a tiny little hole where there's loads of water down
but
there.
that's what people are doing. They're going into all those holes in the belief that eventually they'll come out into something like that.
But what you get in there is not claustrophobia, because obviously it's a large space. You get agoraphobia, which is... A lot of people call it a fear of open spaces, but basically it's a situation where you feel there may be no escape from it.
Isn't it agoraphobia?
Yes.
It's not called agoraphobia,
OK,
is
so
it?
the elves and I had a long discussion about this.
Isn't the Agora the name of the public square? Is that where it comes from?
Yes, it is to do with wide open spaces, and I said agoraphobia, and they assured me it was agoraphobia.
They're wrong.
But everybody says agrophobia.
Everyone says
It's the same
agoraphobia.
word, Joe, with different pronunciation.
Listen to them backtracking in your
No,
ear.
because-
It's the same word, it's the same
Same
word.
word, same
It's a different pronunciation. You've got it wrong. You're elves. Elves, I
Elves,
call you.
People in that cave might be suffering from megalophobia, which is a fear of huge structures.
Megalophobia.
You could fit 10 Wembley stadia inside there.
Stadium!
No.
We just say Wembley's.
You don't need a plural of Wembley Stadium, do you? There's only ever going to be one.
Yeah, unless you need to fit 10 of them.
It must be Wembley Stadiums, because there can only ever be one Wembley Stadium.
OK.
Thank you. Good night.
It's a shame, because you really were looking as though you were going to win, and now... I don't know.
I never win on this show.
Do you want to win?
More than you could possibly imagine, Joe.
God.
I always come last, Joe.
OK. And with that, it's time for a round of killer questions. The plague on all your houses that we call general ignorance. Fingers on buzzers, please. Which of these soaps will clean me up best?
Oh.
Ah, yes, Lee.
Gotta be the antibacterial. It's got to be. Are the elves wrong again? Oh, I know. Sorry, no. Is it the antibacterial? Did I pronounce it wrong?
Maisie.
Normal.
You're absolutely right. There is no clear evidence that antibacterial soap is any better. It may even be worse. So soap works by dissolving fats, which helps dislodge the dirt.
What?
Do you think if you just showered more?
Well, no one told me that.
Yeah. Eat 3 bars a day.
You've not been overeating, you've been underwashing.
Yes. A lot of those beauty bars, you know, the ones that smell really nice, are technically not soap at all.
They're cheese.
Yes.
Lathering yourself up with some brie.
Are they
Philadelphia.
toad vomit?
Oh, God, I've left the toad in the chimney again.
They're technically synthetic detergents and not soap at all. Soap has to consist of alkali salts of fatty acids. How can you tell that your toe is not broken?
You can wiggle it. I forget with this show to say it in your head first.
Yeah, edit.
Yeah.
So it is an old maxim, if you can move it, it's not broken. It's not only unsympathetic, it's untrue.
I mean, the toe is the least of that person's.
I think that's it there, yeah.
You've managed to find the only picture of somebody who hasn't broken their toe.
That poor person's going to wake up and they've just got somebody going, great news is, wiggle them toes.
I think the best clue is if you hear a loud snap. That's the best clue. Do you remember a goalkeeper from Manchester City called Bert Troutman?
Yes.
Oh,
He broke his neck in the cup final.
He did, and carried on playing.
Terry Butcher did that as well.
Really?
I said to him, I'm doing a radio show, and we had him on for an interview, and I used to like to ask the guests, what's the worst injury you've ever had? And he said, broken neck.
Wow.
And I said, did you go off? And he said, no.
Yeah.
Carried on heading.
Insane.
Well, Bert Troutman collided with Birmingham City forward Peter Murphy during the 1956 FA
Is
Cup
that
final.
the moment it happened?
I think
Or is that a
I
different...
think that is the moment. Have a look at this picture of Bert Troutman. Look at that.
Wow.
Those are fantastic photos.
Yeah.
Is a broken bone stronger afterwards?
I'm going to say... maybe.
I'm going to say yes and no.
Yes. There is...
I'm going to say I agree with Joe.
There is some truth to this, because extra tough bone will form around a fracture to protect the healing bits, but it's temporary.
I broke my leg when I was a kid, and when I got older, I trained for the marathon, and I only got about halfway in the training, and then the doctor said, your problem is that one leg is much shorter than the other leg, so you're putting more pressure on one leg when you're running.
And you're going round in circles.
You're going round in a circle. Well, I used to always run like right next to the curb and even it out. It was fine. And he said it will be connected with the fact that you broke your leg as a kid. And I still want to know, because the healing made it longer, or has the healing made it shorter? Because I can't remember which leg was the longest, you see.
I mean, if it worked, I'd break both my legs. And
And then 10 years later find out it's the opposite, it makes it smaller.
yeah. How does eating food help you get less drunk?
It lines...
Go on,
Go on, Maisie!
Come on.
Maisie was going to say line your stomach.
No!
That's for you, that's not me. That's for you.
What's Kate Middleton doing in the kitchen?
If you were there, you'd go, you need to take a look at yourself, love.
Yeah.
She looks like she's eating a pizza, swinging...
Come on, Lee. That's your dream girl.
Anyway, here's the thing. When you drink alcohol, it can enter your bloodstream one of two ways, either through your stomach or through your small intestine. The intestine, obviously, has a much larger surface area, so it absorbs alcohol much more quickly. And which of these is going to end up doing the job depends on what you have eaten. So, if you are full, the sphincter between your stomach and your small intestine is closed, and more of the work will be done by your stomach. So a fatty meal can reduce your peak alcohol concentration by 50%.
Never mind all that, we ordered olives, where are they?
So what's the right thing to eat?
You want to have something that it doesn't actually line your stomach, it just keeps your stomach very busy so that it can't get through to the intestine.
Keeps it busy.
It's the same reason, darling,
would
that
that be?
low-sugar mixers, you know, like slimline tonics, you get drunk
I've never had
fast.
a slimline tonic in my life.
Never been so insulted.
My life. They get you drunk faster than normal mixers.
Oh, do
Yeah,
they?
yeah, so with a normal...
Try it, then.
With a normal sugary mix, there's lots of calories to burn, it keeps your stomach working, and it keeps the alcohol away from the intestines for longer. The effect can put you over the limit on a breathalyzer. That's the difference. There's a curious thing. When you drink, the brain creates a substance called galanin. It has a role in addictions. If you inject it into mice, the thing they want to do is to eat really fatty foods and drink alcohol. I know.
Oh. And do they get emotional and tell you about their
The more alcohol and
ex-boyfriends?
fatty food...
And they walk home carrying their shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more alcohol and fatty food they have, the more galanin they produce, and the more fatty food and alcohol they crave.
Oh.
Eating might help you slow how drunk you get, but it doesn't do it by soaking up the booze. Helen of Troy had a face that launched how many ships? Careful, Maisie.
Oh, Maisie, what is it?
Come on, Maisie. I can't remember the number now. Help me out here, Maisie.
Oh, shall I do it for Maisie? I'll do it 1,000.
Hey!
But at the time, there weren't 1,000 ships in the world. There weren't enough shipbuilders. Yeah, something like that. There weren't in the oceans. There were no such thing as... No one had sailed anywhere. No, none of those. People rowed. They didn't launch ships. They didn't have a slip thing. They didn't have the champagne bottle. They would take the ship out a bit at a time.
She didn't have a face.
She was faceless. Totally smooth and faceless, like an AI robot.
The face that launched 1,000 ships, it dates back to a 1592 play, Dr. Faustus, by Christopher Marlowe, and it's a rounding down. Homer's Iliad specifically says there were 1,186 ships in the Greek fleet that sailed to Troy for the Trojan War. Actually, there's lots of misconceptions about the Iliad. It makes no mention of a wooden horse whatsoever. That's actually referred to in the Odyssey, which is the sequel, and then only in sort of flashback form. And, of course, Helen of Troy was actually Helen of...
Birmingham.
Sparta. She was actually Helen of Sparta.
That's why I won't read the Iliad. It's just... There's too many misconceptions.
Yes, there's too much stuff.
It's like the Crown.
Yeah.
There were 1,186 ships in Homer's Iliad, and anyone who says it's 1,000 is almost 20% out. Which brings us to the exact science of the scores.
Come on, not last. I'll take it. I'll be happy.
Losing the game and their lunch in last place with -27, it's Maisie. Feeling green around the gills in third place with -15, it's Joe. On the road to recovery in second place with -3, it's Alan. And in first place...
Has that fuckwit won?
the 8th chunder of the world.
I don't think me and you as the Chuckle Brothers would work, would it, go?
With no points whatsoever.
I'll take it.
It's Lee!
Yay!
Thanks to Maisie, Lee, Joe and Alan, and I leave you with this sickly sign-off from the late, great Ken Dodd. I just read a book about Stockholm Syndrome. It started off badly, but by the end I really liked it. Good night.